Hi there, I'm Chris Berman. We got a lot of games to cover, so let's get to it. In our first game this week, we had the Giants convincingly win by 15. In a long-standing NFC rivalry, we had the Rams pick up their 6th win of the year. The Saints won this contest and will now move to second place in the NFC South. Number 88 stepped it up this week and gave his team some added firepower for the win. David Carr threw for 250-plus yards and helped his Texans beat the Bears. On the east side of the bay in Oakland, we had the Raiders come away with a 2-point nail-biting win. Seahawks, Jets. Matt Hasselbeck calls the signals at the 24-yard line. And a quick rollout. Boy, he has some time. What a bullet! Touchdown! The Seahawks go on to win this by the final score of 27-13. Down at Pro Player Stadium, we had the Dolphins lose by 6 points. The Falcons went to the air for over 350 yards in their win at the Georgia Dome. The Bills lost on the road and will have to travel again next week to meet the 49ers. We had an interesting free agency pickup of note here. Trey's got the lowdown for us. Trey?
All right, Chris. Let's switch gears and talk about players that'll have new homes in the National Football League, as free agency continues to play such a huge role in determining a team's makeup. Kenny Watson will have a new place to call home as he accepts a new contract, 5 years, $3.6 million. Ernest Wilford is on the move, as you see, as he accepts a pretty good offer to leave his current club, 4 years, $2.1 million.
The Redskins lost this one, but will stay at number 1 in the NFC East. Broncos, Chiefs. Trent Green looking over the defense from the 22-yard line. And a pump fake. Everybody stops. Oh, that buys the time for the TD. The Chiefs win this one by the final score of 35-20. In a long-standing NFC rivalry, we had the Lions pick up their 11th win of the year. Darren Sharper had another fantastic week, and in the victory kept his streak of landmark stats alive. We had a big injury in this one, and Trey has the lowdown for us. Trey?
All right, Chris, thanks. In front of you, we've got the AFC Infirmary Report. And as you can see, they were hit hard this week. Andre Wolfhook is probably the one that most leaps out at you. X-rays revealing that a broken foot is the report. He'll be out for the rest of the regular season. There's a chance, however, they'll get him back for the playoffs. In front of you, we've got the NFC list. And as you can see, they could form their own MASH unit. Sean Moran might be the biggest loss on this list. A stress fracture in his lower leg is causing problems, and the doctors are saying he'll be out for the rest of the season.
Brian Westbrook had over 50 yards receiving and helped his Eagles beat the Cowboys. And in our final game, we had the Colts come away victorious.
All right, Chris, thanks. Just 2 weeks to go until the playoffs arrive, and just as we do every year, we're looking at a number of interesting races as teams jockey for position. We'll start it out in the AFC. Meanwhile, let's take a look at how things stand over in the NFC. So that's how things shape up. Still plenty of intriguing matchups upcoming as we get closer and closer to January. So that'll do it from here. Boomer, we send it back over to you.
So with just 2 weeks to go now, still plenty to be decided before January rolls around. But first, my primetime players' game balls go out to these men, each helping their team down the stretch. That'll do it, sports fans. I'm Chris Berman, and thanks so much for joining us here in the Bristol studios. We'll see you next week right here on ESPN, the worldwide leader in sport.